shit. Get your tea and your popcorn because we have hit yet another psychological jackpot. So, Aaron Pierre is now being dragged for being not that cute. And this is the same man that tens of thousands of unambiguous women just sexually harassed on social media to the point where they had to disable comments. So, he's the one that went viral for being so fine. And now all of a sudden, that's a little too much attention. And this goes along with my talking point, which is that if you are stuck in Blackistan, if you get a pedestal, after a while, people are going to be jealous. People are going to get mad. And we talk a lot about how men can be jealous of women, but we have not talked about how women can be jealous of men. Yes, I said it. I do believe that there are some unambiguous black women who are jealous of MLS men, and they're jealous of the pedestal and the attractiveness that those men have. I do believe that there are some women who feel like MLS men have more quote-unquote pretty privilege than them, which is why they make comments and say things like, I'm not going to be with a guy who looks better than me. Okay, so you're admitting that you believe he has more attractiveness privilege than you do. You feel like he gets put on a pedestal for his looks more than you do. Or like when black women say that MLS men think they're all that, or they think they're the shit, they think their shit don't stink. That's very similar to what unambiguous black men say about the women that they are jealous of. So I do believe that there are thousands of women who are actually jealous of the attention, and they're jealous of kind of like the dating market value of MLS men, which is why they will give these humbling tactics to those men. And they'll try to pretend like those men are not attractive. They'll try to neg those men and humble those men and make it seem like they are too feminine. It's not that they're too feminine, it's that she is intimidated by his level of privilege and attractiveness. And a lot of black women, they have trauma from being cheated on a lot. And I only know this because of what they say. So this is according to their own talking points. They've been cheated on a lot by men, and especially by black men. So they feel like if you are considered the desirable black man, and I don't mean just desirable to black women, I mean desirable to black and non-black women, because I've heard some black women be attracted to MLS men and say that they want to have pretty babies, or they want their babies to have pretty eyes. And then I've also heard some non-black women say that they are attracted to MLS men. So MLS men actually do have a very similar pedestal to MLS women in terms of looks. So if a guy is broke, though, I think if he's a broke MLS man, it's different. But Aaron Pierre is obviously not in that category. Okay, let's go back to the video now. The MLS man who's benefiting from colorism, texturism, or featureism, a lot of them feel like there's a higher possibility of you cheating on her or rejecting her or thinking you look better than her. And so for the women who define themselves based on hierarchies, they can't handle that. So that's why they'll try to lie and pretend and say that they don't date MLS men, but then behind the scenes, they're lusting after men like Aaron Pierre, and they're seeking to look like women who have the same phenotype as Aaron Pierre. But let's get into some of these comments. This person says, the way women's brain works is so fascinating because we had a conversation about not comparing dark and light-skinned women. So now they're comparing Aaron Pierre to a dark-skinned guy named Skeptra. I've never heard of that guy until today. They're comparing him to this guy and saying that he's not as cute. So they turned it into a dark versus light-skinned debate when nobody was talking about complexion. The only thing that was happening is that Aaron Pierre was getting a lot of shine. That's it. So why is it that when a light-skinned person is getting attention, suddenly unambiguous black people randomly want to make it a contest between who's better, light or dark-skinned people? This person says, women are having a fool-off in the quotes. The same nonsense the majority of you are doing will definitely be done with a light-skinned woman against a dark-skinned woman. I know you will all cry then. Oh yeah, think about how outraged people would have been if a light-skinned woman would have gone viral for being attractive. But this woman says, green eyes can't save you, boo. That's Skepta you going up against. And we all know this to be false, because if you really thought that the dark-skinned phenotype was that attractive, you guys would still be dating and marrying and procreating with black men. The divestment and swirling movements wouldn't exist. And neither would the lace front industry. That wouldn't even be a thing. You guys wouldn't be contouring your noses into oblivion. There wouldn't be a multi-billion-dollar skin bleaching industry that is mainly supported by unambiguous women with this same phenotype who live in Africa. So we all know that's cap. This person says, Skepta ate him the fuck up. So my question is, what is more attractive about the dark-skinned black guy than Aaron Pierre? Eyes, nose, lips, hair, skin tone? Because the only difference I really see is skin complexion. So you're putting dark skin on a hierarchy saying that dark skin is more attractive than light skin. But if I were to say that against you guys, you would call it colorist. This person says all the people with the weird comments about the other dude, it's like you guys couldn't wait to humble this ninja. That time, y'all are the ones who put him in that pedestal in the first place. How pathetic. Exactly. So, a lot of people in the black community, they'll put you on a pedestal and then regret it. We have seen this happening with black men and women over and over. They did this to Chris Brown, put him on a pedestal, then regretted it. They did this with Ice Spice, put her on a pedestal, then regretted it. They did it with Tyla, put her on a pedestal, and regretted it. So the black community has a pattern of making these bad social climbing decisions. They will put all of these MLS men and women on pedestals, and then later on they're like, oh shit, we just got exposed as hating our own phenotype. Let's try to pretend like we're pro-black now. This person says, a Chrysler 300 looked like a phantom till a phantom show up. So she's trying to say that Skeptra is the Phantom and this guy is a Chrysler 300. So do you see how they have no problem putting light-skinned people on a hierarchy beneath dark-skinned people? This person says, quotes, why are y'all being so weird about Aaron Pierre? I don't get this thing that's done on here where you people will try to take someone off a pedestal that you put them on by yourselves. Exactly. Once they put us on a pedestal and then we as an MLS community call it out like, hey, you're putting us on a pedestal, then suddenly they want to act like, oh, you ain't shit anyway. You're not that cute anyway. And it's like, you guys already exposed yourselves. You bitches already exposed yourselves by sexually harassing Aaron Pierre thousands of times. This person says, he ugly as fuck next to some real fine shit. Okay, so what's ugly as fuck about Aaron Pierre? Eyes, nose, lips, skin tone, hair texture? Notice how they can never answer that question. Anytime they call a light-skinned person ugly and you ask them what's ugly about them, they can't answer because then they would be exposing their own internalized self-hatred or their own hatred of light skin. This person says his white genes didn't stand a chance. But I thought that Aaron Pierre was just a regular brown-skinned, unambiguous black man. Which one is it? What do you mean white genes? I thought that he doesn't have any white genes. I thought that he's just unambiguous and looks like every other black man, and that he's not really light-skinned. This person says, the way black women keep hyping up dark-skinned men while trying to humble Aaron Pierre needs to be studied. They would never allow this to happen to a dark-skinned woman. They would say all y'all are lying to her and coping. Everyday self-sabotage, nothing new. And that's exactly what it is. So it's like black women are now hyping up dark-skinned black men in order to humble Aaron Pierre. But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comments section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.